Welcome back, Stingers. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about what is the price people pay when dealing with a Scorpio. What do they have to sacrifice out of their life to be in an intimate relationship with us, but not just an intimate relationship, one where we open up fully, where we trust them, where they get all the little gems that we hide behind the wall. This video is in honor of the release of my new book called I'm Not Crazy, a Scorpio's Guide to Embracing the Dark Side. I don't have a release date yet, but I'm almost certain it's the end of July, so I'm very excited to give you guys these gems. And so I wanted to dive a little bit into this. It's not going to be a very long video. I'm going to get to the point in a minute, but I just wanted to say this is something really important. And I told you guys in my book, Dating Scorpio, which you can get, actually you can get the bundle now and get a discount with the bundle. Actually, I have a whole 4th of July sale going. So you can get an additional 30% off of the whole entire shop by using the code HAPPY4th. So go to my website, get the books, get jewelry, get whatever you need to get now because the sale's going to end soon. Anyway, in my book, Dating Scorpio, where I go through 14 different relationships, we talk about the Aquarian, and you guys who have read it, you know. But anyway, he said that there's always a price to pay. What is the sacrifice? What is the price to pay? What do people have to give up? What can't they get away with when being intimate with a Scorpio? And the answer is ultimate loyalty, or what I call absolute loyalty. Now, a lot of you will be like, oh, well, loyalty is a given. Like, no, loyalty is not a given in a relationship. It isn't. It isn't. And I also want you to think, you know, about the fact that Scorpios, we have a different definition than you guys do. Okay? Absolute loyalty means you have to give up, right? All of these friends with the enemies, with our enemies, right? All of these different relationships that go against our relationship. So when I talk about this in my book, I talk about, you know, people claiming that a relationship is complicated. And for me, there is no complications in a relationship because loyalty boils down to making a decision. And because Scorpios are black or white, there's no gray fuzz. So when it comes to me and my relationships, yes or no, friend or foe, in or out. What's the complication? What's the complication? I don't see one. Oh, but when we start talking about other zodiac signs, oh, but I knew him before I met you, but he's not bothering me, but we're cool. And a lot of you guys don't realize this is the problem. Now, there are many Scorpios who will stay in that relationship with you, though. They will stay. They've been there 25 years. You got kids together. They don't trust you. You're not getting all of who they are. They got a ton of their personality hiding behind the wall, and you'll never have access to it because they don't effing trust you. On their end, you have no loyalty, and that's it. And it's clear as that, as clear as a bell. It's making the decision yes or no. Now, I'm going to break this down in a way that no one has ever done it. I'm just going to give you really practical examples that you have not seen before. And you can come at me with anything you want, but that's not fair. Whatever that is, that's fine. It's okay that you feel that way. But just know, no trust, and all the things that you want access to, you're not going to get access to them. And it's just as simple as that. You can have a surface relationship. Maybe Scorpio's there because they're getting their needs met in other avenues. But they're always looking for somebody else. Know that there's always that empty hole. And I know because I've spent decades talking to Scorpios. That's how I know. And we all come up with the same answer. There can't be a coincidence. It can't be just like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. And how are we all coming up with the same answer? Like decades worth of conversations. There has to be a correlation here. So let me put it very practically for you guys. Okay? You have a friend that you grew up with. that becomes the enemy of mine. Them or me. I'm not the type of Scorpio that's going to be like, oh, you knew them your whole life, and oh, as long as you don't bring them to the house. No. We're not doing that. Them or me, and that's all I will say. That's all I will say. Because I tell you this, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I choose them. I choose us. And we're a whole unit. And that whole unit is built upon trust, okay, and loyalty. I'm loyal to them, they're loyal to me. And there's no middle, there's no gray, there's no but. I hate that word. But, like, no. That means that you haven't made a decision. That's the complication. It's complicated. No, the complication is you didn't make a decision. Stay in the gray area, that's not a decision. Okay? And so, them or me. You work for a boss who's one of my enemies, one of my biggest enemies. Did you guys see Smallville? You know I was going to bring up Superman. Remember when Martha took a job at Luther Corp? The enemy of the family, the enemy of the husband. It's called disloyalty. But I really need the job. Really? Really? Do you really? You can't go somewhere else at all the other places in the world. Right? No. Them or me. And it's really like in my Scorpioism of us being fixed water, that's how we feel, okay? You may be in a relationship right now with the Scorpio. It's like, well, I'm friends with it. Like you guys come up with all sorts of things and you throw them in the comments. You're trying to negate what I'm saying, like I don't know what I'm talking about. You may be in a relationship with a Scorpio right now where you're friends with their enemies. I don't know how you guys get off on that. Like that, just talking about it makes me really sick to my stomach. But anyway, a lot of you guys are in that scenario. But here's the thing. You're not getting everything you could be getting out of that relationship. You think they're really giving you everything that they are? Of course they have a wall up. And this is why you email me and you're like, oh, he won't open up. Open up to you? You're disloyal. Like, are you serious? You're bringing enemy energy into your relationship. Why would they open up to you? Like, ew, I would never tell you anything. Like, I'm different. I'm a sun and mooner. Sun conjunct moon, by the way, because it's, you know, now that we're breaking down charts on my channel, it's different. There's other sun and mooners who don't conjunct. So here we go. I gave you a little extra. No way. And I've had that. I've had so-called friends in my life, and I talk about this in both of my books, who were friends with the enemy. And I never let them in. Ever. I got certain things out of them that I wanted. I never considered them a best friend. Best. You putting best on that word? Like no. I'm just here for convenience and getting what I want, but I don't trust you, and you'll never. Ever. And so the price people pay is ultimate loyalty, which they don't want to give up. They don't want to give up running around. They don't want to give up trying to hide between the cracks. They don't want to give up that gray area. And you guys know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are, who still deal. Some of you are friends with their exes, like hanging out and everything. You know? And maybe that scenario would be okay, like if they actually gave you permission, like, oh, you know what? I've purged all my feelings. I don't give a shit about that person. Like, they don't affect me in any kind of way. If you truly love them and you need them that bad, I don't feel no kind of ways. Like, if it's a real honest, like, I really don't feel that kind of ways. Like, I would never do that, though. I would never be with a partner and be around their enemies, work for their enemies, talk with their enemies, even if they're related to them. Like, if they're enemies with their mom's not fucking calling me. Like, I'm not having any conversation with that woman at all. Why? Because I'm choosing our relationship. And that's the end of it. There's nothing else to talk about. There's literally nothing else to talk about. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I just don't want to hear it. And all of us are adults, so you figure it out. A lot of you are really mental. Ooh, I'm an Aquarius. I'm so mental. I'm so smart. Then figure that shit out. Figure out how to give ultimate loyalty, or go somewhere else, or do what you're doing. You're having a relationship with a Scorpio who's not open with you. And they're never going to be. They're never going to trust you. They're never going to give you that ultimate love, all the stuff you've been waiting for 5-10 years, because you are disloyal in our eyes. Alright guys, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. I'll see you at ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com, where you're getting a whole 30% off, like my whole shop, which is incredible. Happy 4th weekend. You have access to my books, my audiobooks. A lot of you guys have been getting the crash courses. You've been booking chart readings, because a 30% off is a lot off of the price. It's a lot off. Personal live stream sessions, all your favorite jewelry, masks, teas, whatever you guys want. The sale is going to end soon and abruptly. I didn't announce the date. I'm just going to cut you off like Scorpios do. And so make sure you go there and get what you need. If you're in New York City, you can go to Aum Shanti Bookshop and get my books, or at Quest here in Manhattan. And what else is going on? I have exclusive videos. I'm going to be at No Makeup Needed tonight. I'm actually recording a video which is very much needed, something I've wanted to talk about for a long time. And I'm going to be at ScorpioSunScorpioMoon Podcast soon. I'm going to announce, of course, the launching of my new book when she is ready. And that's all I have for you. I'll see you soon.